Sir, I was recently talking to somebody I knew in the West, and he told me that he hasn't paid his taxes in over many years, and that he doesn't even stop on the red light. And I asked him the reason behind why he was doing that, and he told me that so and so, scholar that he followed, religious scholar, told him that you're living in the land of the kuffar. And even if you don't follow their laws, God is not going to hold you accountable. What is your opinion about how Muslims should behave in the West?
Well, what you've mentioned is really very sad, and I'm really disappointed to learn about it. Whether you are living in a Muslim land or a non-Muslim land, whether in the East or the West, you as an individual are accountable to the Almighty on the basis of your own understanding, and don't follow anybody who is making statements which don't make sense. The statement that you have mentioned attributed to a scholar, let me say very clearly, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It is not a correct representation of what Islam stands for. My understanding is that if Muslims choose to live in the West, they need to do four things. The first thing is that they must preserve their religious tradition. They belong to a religion of faith, and no matter wherever they live, there are certain essentials which must not be allowed to be destroyed or compromised. So they themselves, their future generations have got to make sure that they do, and of course there could be different strategies. I'm not talking about any particular strategy. They do as best as they can to make sure that they come together as a community, and they preserve their faith, their religious tradition. The second thing is that they integrate. They've chosen to become a part of a society, of a country. They must follow the law, they must pay taxes, they must become a meaningful part of the society, caring for others, whether Muslims or non-Muslims, equally, behaving well, being polite, so that if they are a part of a country, a community, which they have chosen to be their community, they really have to perform well as good Muslims. If they are not going to become a meaningful part of the society that they have chosen to become a part of, they are not doing their duty as good Muslims. They are going against the undertaking, the covenant that they have entered into. When you become a part of a country, when you're a citizen of a nation, you're actually under an obligation by way of the contract, the covenant that you make, that you're going to abide by the laws of the country. And I'm saying that it's not just the laws that you must follow, you must follow the expectations of the society in true spirit as well if you are a good Muslim. It is a requirement of being a good believer. A third thing that I very strongly believe is that Muslims should do well to learn from the West. The West, let's face it, have done far better in the last few centuries as far as material worldly development is concerned. And of course, it wasn't a fluke happening. There was effort undertaken. They have learned quite a lot. They're doing better. And it really was God's decision to let them take the lead. So let's not be arrogant like Iblis, who didn't accept God's decision. Let's accept God's decision and learn every good thing that comes our way that the West has to offer. And most certainly, I tell you, they've got a lot to offer. Not just in science, not just in technology, not just in social sciences, but in morals as well, good behavior as well. So let's learn from them. And the fourth thing that we must do as good believers is that we must present our religion as well properly. Not that we should try to forcibly convert people, not try to proselytize. Well, we just need to present. What it means is that we behave as good Muslims, we behave as good humans. And as and when somebody comes to us to ask for explanation, clarification about Islam, well, we must give the best possible explanation. Let's have programs wherein we invite others to understand our religion. So make the best out of what is available. I honestly believe that people, Muslims living in the West, are actually have been given this God-given tremendous opportunity to be the true representatives of Islam, and they're getting the best of both worlds if they're going to be good Muslims as well as good citizens of the Western country that they've chosen to become a part of.